full time, whatever. And of course, we hide in the video because that's just how we do it. Hey, girl, how are you? I just got finished eating, but I'm also cooking something really quickly for my husband. But how was your day? It's the way I ran out of juice and I was eating pineapple. Oh my gosh. Like sometimes I still do be down bad. You know what I'm saying? Good eating dinner. Ooh, what you eating? I'm still thinking of that Starbucks drink. Oh yeah, the one from your vlog earlier. I'm not gonna lie, you be having me wanna go to Five Below too. But like, cause I've been there a few times, but I usually be like, I gotta stay out of there because it's too much stuff that I would want to buy. Salmon croquette and veggies. Oh, okay, healthy. I see you. Yes, it was so good. I don't know. I wish. Well, actually, I don't wish, cause that's a lot of money. But sometimes I be wondering, like, how come I don't really like coffee like that, and lattes and the matchas. But that's just not my thing. Cause I be looking at y'all and I'm like, oh, the drinks are so pretty, you know. But at the same time, I know that junk adds up over time, and I know me. I would just get me a big thing of cran grape. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can never go in there and not spend money. Spend about $50 today. I mean, you got some good stuff though. Right, it do add up. Some people go every day. I try to limit it to three times a month for Starbucks. For Dutch Bros, it depends. You said for Dutch Bros, listen, hear me out. Like, but I can understand that because, like, hello Harley, how are you? Because that's just like, even with for example, I still think it's so crazy. Like, you go to a fast food place and then you get your order, whatever. But if you buy a drink individually, that junk be 350, 250, and I'm like, bro, I could just go in a grocery store and get a full 2 liter for less than that. Like, why are you charging me 350 when I could go to the grocery store and probably get two of them same pops for the same price? And it's all for the convenience and, you know, and the fact that it's cold. I guess. Well, you can still go and get cold drinks out of the grocery store, CVS or somewhere, but that junk is crazy to me. Because a lot of these restaurants, they definitely be overcharging for convenience. To be honest, even like if you go in a grocery store and you go to that what's it, the little mini fridges that's normally by the checkout, they have a lot of the little, what's it, the 28-ounce, 16-ounce drinks, and those drinks be like 250 sometimes, when you could just get a 2 liter of the store brand for like $1 and some change. Cause listen, bless you. But yeah, I just could not imagine getting coffee all the time. I really couldn't. Hey Mark, how are you? Good evening. How was your day? Hey Kim girl, how you doing? Um, I'm alright. I just edited some YouTube videos pretty much. And I don't have to work tomorrow. Well, this weekend, actually. I'm feeling quite full at this moment of time, to be honest, because I made some Baldock ramen, and I'm really hoping I coated my stomach enough because it felt a little burning. Like, like my stomach felt a little flip floppy a little bit, and I was just sitting there like, bro, please don't let this toilet run be like awful. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I'm doing good today. That's good. Sup, y'all? Hey, Cajun, how are you? I am here being awesome per usual, girl. But that's good. You was productive today. And yes, don't get sick. I'ma try not to. Um, cause man. So okay, I don't know if where y'all live, y'all gonna know about this, but it's like this virus or bacteria thing going around where it's like in Michigan, it's like 1,000 cases where they telling us, oh, make sure you deep wash yo green vegetables, like if you eating them raw, so like lettuce, um, any leafy green, and then they like wash your berries and I think it was like scallions or something because apparently they had to take out a lot of the, I guess, bagged salad and bagged like produce that was in the restaurants, like specifically Taco Bell and I think Ohio. I want to say it was Ohio. They had to remove some of the stuff off their menu because a lot of the fresh produce was contaminated. And people talking about they got mad diarrhea, like explosive diarrhea. That is literally what the news said. And I'm just sitting here like, bro, can't eat no salad. like, like it's always either the cucumber or the lettuce that's always bad. Like I swear that they be in rotation every couple months where they talk about how we can't eat one of them two things. But yeah, apparently it's been some people that have not been able to eat. They had to be hospitalized. And I'm just sitting here like, bro, people talk about it all the time. But I really need to invest in like starting a garden or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't like bugs. Like that's the thing that be getting me. And I'm like, bro, got my video ready for tomorrow. Okay, I see you, consistency. Dang. I watch that stuff anyway. Now Ohio, I live here now. So I don't know if it's, I know they had cases in Ohio, and I want to say one of the Taco Bells, I don't know if it was Ohio or Illinois, they had to basically get rid of the produce at the Taco Bell because it was in the news. And the thing that's getting me is a lot of people were saying that a lot of platforms aren't really talking about it. The only reason why I know is because of Threads, and it's all over my Threads homepage. See, I'm ready to get back to gardening. Oh, you used to garden? I always wanted to, but again, I do not like bugs. And y'all, when I tell you, let me tell y'all a quick story about what happened to me earlier today. So, um, okay, I don't know how y'all mail system is set up, but in Michigan, you can get updates or notifications on what's in your mailbox. Oh wait, yeah, it's set up for where everybody live. USPS. Basically, you can sign up to get updates on what's in your mail so you can know like what letters are coming and what packages are coming. I highly recommend all y'all sign up for it. Just to keep track of whatever mail, especially if you're expecting the package by USPS or something like that, right? So I check my mail in the email they sent me because they said it was supposed to be a package coming. So I'm like, okay. I check my, that's pretty cool. Yeah, like I've had it for over a decade and it's really helpful for, just keeping track of whatever it is. and just knowing what's in the mail, or like, let's say you were expecting a check or like, something important, you could keep track of it because it sends you a notification every time it's actual mail that's supposed to be getting delivered that day. So I go and I hear my postman, I hear him put the letters in the thing. I'm like, okay. Then I hear him come back and I'm like, okay, he put the package down, right? Now, oh, my bad, y'all. I'm popping something in the microwave real quick. Anyways, now, oh yeah, I have that from USPS. It's amazing. It is so freaking convenient. That is cool. I had no idea. Highly recommend y'all sign up for it. Does every state have it? You think, yep, it's USPS. So just a regular US Postal Service. Every state has it. So basically, I hear the mailman, he put the stuff in there. And I'm like, bet. You know what I'm saying? Trying to see what package this is. Whoop. I go, open the door. I get the mail out. And it takes me a minute because I noticed he put the package in the mailbox. So I get the... Hold on for a second, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm doing like 2-3 different things at once. Anyways, I go ahead and I get the mail out of the chute in the package. I proceed to get ready to lock the door. And to my surprise, what is in front of my face? A big wasp is inside the house with me, looking at me. When I tell y'all, I ain't even locked that door. I just closed the door. I was like, nope. What we're not gonna do, because at first, I kind of slightly thought about it for a split second. I was like, maybe I could try to get it out. But I was like, I see that stinger. I'm going to just go ahead and just close this door. And I saw your threat. Bro, when I tell you, I was so stressed. And like, what I did was, I closed that door so quick. And I could see it through like the main door window. So I'm looking at it. It's looking at me. I'm looking at it. And the thing that's blowing me is I hear it I hear it trying to get out. And it's smacking between the screen and the door. So I'm like, this a big boy. That's a big boy. Like, so I get a little concerned. Because like how sometimes your door is not completely flush or whatever. So I put up some stuff to the bottom of the door because I didn't want it to like try to get through and get me. Y'all, I was on pins and needles for like 4 hours because I was like, ooh, like I can't wait till my husband get home. Like, I'm going to feel bad because I know he going to probably be tired from his day. But at the same time, I really don't need some help because one thing about me, I am awful in a crisis. Like, when it comes to a bug crisis, I am the absolute worst person. If any of y'all have ever seen the video that I made on this channel where I talked about the bat being in my house, you will understand that I am not good in a crisis when it comes to rodents and bug nature, okay? That's not my gig. So, needless to say, though, my husband get back home. I tell him, he like, girl, he go out there. He looks in there to check. He don't see nothing. He open the door. He examining it. He looking. He don't see nothing. I'm like, listen, maybe it scurried off. Maybe it went somewhere else. And he like, hopefully he ain't get in the house. Brother, why would you say that? Why would you say that? And I'm like, no, let's not speak any bad into the air. I was like, it's not, it's not, cause one thing about me, I literally, from the time that happened to when he got home, Everything was turned off except my laptop. Okay, so one thing about my ears, we gonna zero on a bug. We gonna zero on a nuisance. And whenever there's a bug in the house, one thing about me, I'ma turn everything off till I find it and get it up out of here. Because you're not gonna play with me. You're not gonna play with me. This is my house. You got all that outside world. You don't need to be messing with me. Anyways, so that's been my day. But yes, it's called informed delivery. Yes, thank you. Girl, listen, I don't want no parts, okay? Can't stand all of the above. And can't, this is exactly why I be looking at people sideways when they be like, oh, I like the summer. I'm not about to cuss on here, but I want to. Because whenever somebody tells me, oh, I love the summer's so awesome, it's so great. Get out of my face. Don't piss me off. Because the bugs are different, okay? They had no home training, obviously, because they wouldn't be in my house if they had home training. And then it's hot. It's just hot. I'm sweating. I'm sticky. I'm not a fan. And people be like, oh, I like the summer. And I'm like, you like the way it looks outside. You don't exactly like the summer. For real. You might like being in the pool. That's what I think though. But I'm sure there are a lot of y'all that probably like it. Okay, but fall is for me. All right, that's just the summer is not my gig. Like the bugs is the main thing that be problematic for me. If I'm being completely real with y'all. But I'm gonna be right back. So hold on. Talk amongst yourselves. Give me like a minute. I'll be right back, y'all. All right, my bad, y'all. I had to bring my husband his plate real quick. Okay, so it says, bro, I got so spun out yesterday. Not a wasp, but a dude just decided to come into my house while I was working out. What? For context, in the UK, we don't have garages, big garages attached to the house. Oh no, Liam, I'm gonna need you to tell us about that. Tell the class because you're a man, but personally, I would have been yelling like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing in my house?" I am horrible in her. Like, bro. Oh, actually, I do got a story I could tell y'all really quickly. I be saying really quickly. My stories be so long, but so I'll never forget. When I think I had just graduated high school, and my mom, me, and my brother, we moved, and we were renting a house. And that was like the first time I ever experienced renting, and it almost kind of put me off of the concept of renting houses. But it was like I think it was like a two-family flat, so it had like one door that was our place, and then it was another door that went to if somebody were to stay upstairs, right? So I'll never forget, my mom and my brother were gone, and I remember I heard someone trying to like open the door to our place. So I grabbed a pointy object because I don't know how YouTube is. But I grabbed the pointy object and I was ready, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, let's go. If you trying to go, you know what I'm saying? So they open the door and it's these two big black guys, and I got two pointy things in hand. And I'm like, listen, we both gonna be tussling, okay? And they looked at me, they were like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so sorry, we didn't know somebody was in here. And I'm like, all right, what you doing? Like, this not my house of residence. So what's happening? And they explained that they were supposed to be connecting whatever it was a lie. They were basically saying they were trying to get the electricity and water set up for the other tenants that were supposed to move in. But what actually was happening was they were basically siphoning our electricity, and we ended up with an $800 bill. And that was such a horrible experience staying there for so many reasons. And I remember I had sent the owner like a horrible letter telling her about herself because I was so mad. That was probably one of the first times I stood up for myself and my mom, because I was like so pissed off at that whole situation. Even when we had told the lady we were about to move, she was trying to keep our deposit. And I'm like, babe, I definitely took pictures of these men coming in this house, bro, while I was in here. We got the time and everything, and you did not tell us anything about somebody coming to this place. You just basically let these random men in here, and I'm sure one of them was your boyfriend because you fast. But but I was so mad, and she was trying to keep our security deposit, but because of the letter I wrote, she ended up giving it back to us because I'm like, babe, it's so many things that you did wrong that I documented. And that's one thing I will say, like, if something ever happens with you staying somewhere, document that junk. Take pictures, write stuff down, have a trail, because a lot of times, people be in a moment and they don't be trying to document stuff. You definitely should document everything, because sometimes people are just, I won't say people are evil, but some people do be trying to get over on people, and I don't like stuff like that. I really do not. You and bugs, girl, I do not like them. Giving me the heebie-jeebies. I am full blast doing lateral raises, music blazing, and some dude walks through my front door and tells me he is from the electric company. See, that's what I'm saying. I do not like stuff like that. Like, if you from an electric company, I'm going to need you to have a badge. I'm going to need you to have something. And don't get me wrong, some places won't give you stuff like that, but I'm like, you need some sort of ID or something where I can know that's where you from. I need to see something on your car, a number, something. Like, that's one of the reasons why when people come and ring the doorbell, I do not be answering that junk. Because I'm like, you wearing regular clothes. I don't see you got no badge. I don't see you wearing nothing. I ain't opening the door for you. You're not going to get me. Okay? There is no welcome mat outside, which means you are not welcome here. Like, do not piss me off. Like, don't land on me. And don't. Guilty. I don't like when it hit that 100-degree heat on bugs. That's what I'm saying. I do not like, personally, my favorite weather is like 68 degrees. That's perfect for me. But I'm also in Michigan. But for me, that's like perfect weather because it's not super hot and it's not cold to me. But also, I live in Michigan, so I know some of y'all that live down south or like in California might think that that's kind of cold, which it probably is for y'all, but it's definitely not cold for here. In South Carolina, it was the mosquitoes and gnats that drove me crazy. Bro, I absolutely hate gnats. Mosquitoes, the only time I don't really like mosquitoes is if one gets in the house and be biting us up. Um, but I do not like gnats because they just expand and it's really hard to get rid of them. But I love summer and I'm a summer baby. I love that for you. I love that for you because I do not. Hey, Grimy, how are you? That heat and the same after you get older, I could stay outside. Like, yeah, no, that's not for me. The moment the heat comes out for me, I need a nap. Like, I don't know why the sun makes me sleepy, but that heat when it just be beaming on me, instantly I'm like, I need a nap. I need a nap because now this warmth that is engulfing me makes me feel like I need to go to sleep. Oh, Liam. Jasmine. Um the pointy thing. Yeah, I had to say pointy thing because they be acting weird on here sometimes. It was so weird. I called the company and they said, "Oh, sorry about that. What was his name? What was his name?" I told them to get the F on. I didn't politely ask for his name. That's my thing. It's like if somebody comes into your home, you're not normally going to ask like, well, I don't know. For me, for example, in that situation, I just looked at them in confusion because I'm like, you're coming into my home. What am I supposed to do? Like, I'm not going to ask you who you are. You're supposed to introduce yourself to me. You're in my place. Excuse me, y'all. I got blow in my nose. The dude literally pushed the door handle and walked in like he did nothing wrong. That, again, that's the thing that gets me, like, why are you moving like this is normal? Like, maybe declare who you are so I know who you are, or like maybe the head, like whoever is renting this area can tell me like, oh, this person is supposed to come here today. But don't just show up and not tell nobody. Because in Michigan, you do that. Depending on the person, they'll pull something out on you, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, whoop, you definitely came in my house when you wasn't supposed to, and nobody alerted me. And now you're on the ground. Rain makes me sleepy. I actually like the rain. I think it just really depends, because hearing the rain hit the window sometimes makes me sleepy, but other times I actually really enjoy it. Like, I actually love being outside in the rain sometimes. If it's not pouring down like really hard, it just feels amazing. What's that song? Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. But anyways, now he could have knocked. He really could have, because again, how you just busting in somewhere with the key? Like, that nigga's crazy to me. Oh, I was behind. The live went back. I don't know why it keeps doing that. What sort of cycle just decides I hear music so someone must be in, let me just walk right through? That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm gonna need you to knock on said door, ring the doorbell or something. Don't just be busting up in places thinking you comfortable. This is not your home. But anyways, I don't know. Like, I think when it comes to work, like when it comes to living in rental places and electric people or like plumbers or people coming in, I definitely think they should knock first and then be like, hey, this is so and so. I'm from the electric company with the rental office. I'm supposed to be coming in, just letting you know, or something. Like, say something. Don't just be walking up in there and I don't know. Cause I know we stayed at a different rental place. My husband and I, when we were boyfriend and girlfriend, and like, I want to say well, to be fair, when we called them about something, they took a minute to come. To be honest, it took maybe like 2-3 weeks, but they normally would knock. Like they normally wouldn't just walk in. They would knock and introduce themselves. I don't know. It's always crazy to me how these people operate and run stuff. Dang, I didn't even realize I've been on here for 31 minutes. But anywho, so I was about to post a video today, but then I said, you know what? I'm gonna just post this tomorrow. So tomorrow y'all will be getting I found these banana pudding sandwiches. They're ice cream sandwiches. So I'm gonna be posting that review tomorrow. And next week, there's a couple of things that I'm posting next week, actually. But yeah. But I hope you guys are doing okay. And we are going to somewhat get into some topics today. Let me figure out where I was. Where was I? See, I done heard something. I'm trying to figure out what that noise was. I swear I can't stand the summertime. I really cannot. Because I swear, even the slightest noise that sounds like a bug, instantly my ears just like perk up like, I know you lying. I know you lying. And that's the other thing. I be finding random bugs in the basement. And most of them be half dead. And I'm like, where are the spiders and the centipedes, and why are they not doing their job? Like, brother, I'ma need you, if you live here, I'ma need you to pay your rent and get on these other bugs' ass. Okay, leave no blood left unflipped, no leg left unkempt, okay? I'ma need you to slay them. As long as I don't see a fly. Anything that flies on site. Right, that's creepy. I think it's because it's colder down there. And to be honest, I'm going to probably be down there myself because it feels so much better in the basement than it does up here. All right. So it says, ladies, when a guy asks, are you dating anyone else? Does he need to specify that includes friends with benefits? Be so for real. So this woman asked, she was like, so I try to ask women I'm dating. Oh, wait, is this a guy? Oh, wait, my bad. This is a guy. It says, I try to ask women I'm dating if they are seeing anyone else relatively early on. And thank God I have. Some have said some weird stuff going on in their dating life I did not want to be a part of. And it feels like I have to go out of my way to specify if they have friends with benefits or something. Last time, I did not specify friends with benefits. She kept him for months. And even though I asked if she was dating anyone else, she didn't mention this because she wasn't dating her friends with benefits. And some people here and there have taken her side. So I asked, do I really have to specify friends with benefits? Actually, after reading this is a good question because I've had this same situation happen to me where if somebody wasn't dating somebody seriously in their head, they would take it as, oh, I'm answering your question. And to me, I feel like this is sort of like a beat in the bush type of answer because if my thing is, if I ask you, are you dating someone? And is he trying to be exclusive with them? I think he was just asking the question just to gauge like where he is. Because I'll take me. When I was single and I would be, like let's say if I was talking to somebody, I was a person who normally did not talk to multiple people. I think I tried talking to more than one person one time and I did not like it because I confused them. I was calling them the wrong names. And I was confused in certain information they told me and I realized I could not do stuff like that. So, anyways, when I would be dating and I realized that I really liked someone after a period of time, I would be like, hey, are you talking to somebody else right now? Or are you dating somebody else right now? And some of them would tell me no, but I would later find out that they were actually having friends with benefits relationships. It's just they didn't claim it to be as dating because they put that like label on it. And to me, I'm not gonna lie, from previous experience, that always gave me that if I'm talking to you and we both like each other, like it's established that we both like each other, but then you tell me, no, you're not talking to somebody else, I find out later that you definitely have a friends with benefits situation where you're flirting with them, you're being intimate on different levels. All that gave me was that you were potentially manipulative and you also weren't that into me. Because I'm like, it's a very flat out answer. When somebody asks you that, that includes friends with benefits. If somebody asks you, are you talking to somebody? That means, are you being intimate with anybody? That means, if are you like, being mad attractive to somebody? So for me, I was just like, yeah, I'm not going to keep talking to you if I find that information out later because it just gives me you can't be honest. That's why I wonder how people juggle three at a time. That's how, me too, because I'm like, how is it that you remember stuff that people tell you? But then I realized from knowing some guys in the past and even like some of my personal experience, I realized that those guys would divert my attention. So, like, they would say, they wouldn't really ask me about me, which was a red flag in itself. It's like, must not, you must not. And I don't know, it just gave you wasn't really into me for real if you juggling multiple people, I guess. Hey, Grace, how are you? Not they were lying. They had to be, because to me, I took that as they were lying to me, which to be honest, they were. Because I'm sure they would have felt some type of way if I told them I wasn't dating people and I was getting schmanged up. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the worst topic for you to be discussing right now. I am so sorry. If somebody is going through this, I do apologize. It is just a topic of discussion that that I brought up. I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna lie, Jasmine. I was thinking the same thing. Like, why? Why did you ask that? But if you want to share, you can. If not, that's fine too. I'm the worst liar, so juggling won't do me any good. Listen, juggling is hard. Again, I tried it one time when I was like 19, I think, and I tried talking to two different guys. Mind you, I wasn't in a relationship with them. It was just I was trying to figure out if I liked either of them. But I ended up realizing that it's very hard for me to even maintain interest in anybody if I'm talking to multiple people. Cause I ended up realizing I can't like either one of y'all because my attention is too split. And mind you, I can't even remember details about you. I'm confusing y'all. I don't like y'all that bad. Like, like I talked to three people at once, but one started showing more initiative. I dropped two. Oh, okay. See, but again, if you dating, I can understand that. But if you start liking somebody more and you see that the other person is liking you, it's like, okay, are you going to get rid of this other person or are you going to play in this person's face? That was always my thing. It's like, if I told you I like you and then I'm expressing, I'm leaning towards really being into you. And then it's like, I ask you that question and then you lying in my face. I'm like, well, what am I supposed to do with that? I was going to be nosy, but let me not, bruh. Me and Andy, girl, are on our way to the airport, and it's the first time she has heard me chatting on a woman's channel. Oh, hey, Andy, how are you doing? Oh, wait, you said me and. Oh, your girl. You're saying and your girl. Oh, hey, Liam's girl, how are you doing? But, yeah, I was like, Andy. He definitely does talk about you sometimes, girl. We've heard pleasant things. But yeah, cause I for some reason I thought that he said Andy. Oh Lord, now Liam. Please can you confirm I am never trying to flirt or anything? No, you've never tried flirting. To be fair, anybody who's like a regular viewer of me doesn't flirt because I'm married for one. Like I am married. We're just online friends, online YouTube friends, online buddies. We chat about different cultural issues on social media and just regular personal stuff, I guess, from time to time. Yeah, what did you change your picture to, Grimy? What is that? Yo, girl was about to. Now, Grimy, please. You know what? I can understand because I'm not gonna lie. If I found out my husband was chatting on somebody's YouTube channel and mind you, it's somebody I never heard of, I would probably feel some type of way too, to be completely honest with you. Because I would be like, first off, I'd be like, what y'all talking about? Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, y'all not flirting, so what y'all talking about? And then you come to find out, oh, you talking about different topics. Oh, now I want to be a part of it because that would be me. I'd be like, let me see what y'all talking about. Okay, is it okay if I join this? Why not? Okay, let's see. What's the next topic? Okay, I got another topic for y'all, right? Okay. Oh, this kind of long. I'm not gonna hold you. But anyways, this one says, I always thought I was fine with 50-50. It says, I've been reflecting on something lately, and I'm curious whether anyone else has experienced this or if I'm just reading too much into it. For the longest time, I always said I had no problem with 50-50 on dates. I've done it before, never complained about it, and honestly thought people made too big a deal out of it. Then I realized something that surprised me. Every single time I've done 50-50 and never went past the first date. I don't know if that's just a coincidence, so I never really thought much of it. Um, Recently though, I started seeing someone my age. We get along really well, and I genuinely like him. Early on, he made it clear that he prefers splitting everything 50-50 when dating. I was completely fine with that because, like I said, I've never considered it a deal breaker, although he did pay for the first date. Then something happened that made me stop and think. One day, I was having lunch with my mom and texted him asking if he wanted anything since I was already at the restaurant. He said yes, so I bought him some food and brought it with me when we met up. I never expected him to pay me back for it. If anything, if he offered, I would have said no. After that, we went for drinks, and when the bill came, he immediately suggested splitting it 50-50. We later went somewhere else, and again, we split it. I remember sitting there thinking, why does this suddenly feel unattractive? See, one thing about me, I would have been looking like, okay, so we split everything 50-50, fine. If I ask you if you want some food, and I'm used to you splitting 50-50, I'm assuming you gonna cover me or something because I paid for your meal earlier, okay? But I think I dated one. No, I'm not gonna lie. I dated some brokies in the past. I told y'all multiple times, I made horrible judgment with stuff. But I remember I was dating this one dude, and he used to go 50-50 with me on everything. And like, the issue was, it was the way he would do it. Cause it was like, we wouldn't even talk about it. He would just pay for his stuff first. Or, I don't know it. But that junk just used to rub me the wrong way a little bit. Even though I didn't say anything about it. Cause to me, it always took away from the factor of if it was a date or not. And I know I shouldn't have felt that way. But at the same time, it's like, if I grew up seeing men pay for women all the time. Like, that's my norm. That's what I see. And then when I get to the dating age and I see that, I won't say dating age because, when you kids, you don't really have money like that. But let's say 20s, early 20s. When I get to that age and I see that someone's not covering me, because to me, that's like it's a part of the form of courting to me. So if you're not doing that in my head, because of what I grew up with and what I'm naturally exposed to as I grew up with in my environment, to me, that's not really courting for real. However, some guys would take it as, oh, you trying to use me. It's like, no, I have my own money. I have my own money. But at the same time, if you're taking, or you're not even really taking me out, it's we're going places and then I'm splitting half with you. Again, I'm looking at the situation like, you must not like me for real. You must not be courting me. We just hanging out as friends. Which is even crazy because a lot of times my friends would still cover me if they were guys. And sometimes we would like go vice versa where I cover them, they cover me. And I even do that with my lady friends as well. So it's like, to me, that was weird because, it would be one thing if the guy would be like, I'll cover you this time, you could get it next time or something like that. But I don't know. I definitely dated a lot of brokies. And thinking about it, no, I'm gonna keep that comment to myself. I agree. 50-50 ain't it, bruh? It ain't. How YouTube let you get away with that? What did he say? Oh, the balls comment? I don't know, Cajun, but Kermit is going at it 80. But I don't believe in that 50-50 mess. You wild. Did he hold on to your arm when you went up to pay for something? Grab me, please. No, he didn't. The broken thanks, baby. I did have a guy do that to me one day, and that junk was so unattractive to me. My gosh. I'll never forget. Okay, let me tell y'all another quick story. So, I remember, I think I was like 20. Yeah, I had to have been like 20 or 19. And I had started dating this guy. And we didn't date that long. I think we dated a decent amount. We probably dated for like 5 months, which was long for me because a lot of times guys didn't make it past a month. But I remember he came to my side of town and we decided we were going to have a picnic. And I suggested we go to Subway. And I'll never forget, bro. It was so many issues within that one time of us like going out to hang out. Cause firstly, I was like, I didn't say it out loud, but I was like, why would you come to this side of town with no money and you expecting us to go on a date? But at the time, $5 footlongs were a thing. So I was like, fine, whatever. We can do $5 footlong, whatever. We in the Subway and there are these two youths, two young girls. They, checking us out or whatever. And one of the girls says she's too fine to be with her. And I specifically remember this because I had never had this happen to me before. I had never had that happen to me before. But yeah, I heard them say that. And I didn't say anything because I'm like, it's not a big deal. If somebody says something, I usually ignore it because I'm like, one, I think I look attractive. Two, I'm like, you're a child and this is a grown man. So that's, to me, it's weird. But I understand how little girls can be sometimes, like teenagers can be sometimes. Anyways, pay for our food, get out of there. While we're walking, he proceeds to tell me, did you hear what they said? And, I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, they said I look too good to be with you. And I just stared at him. And I'm like, did that make you feel good about yourself? Like, when I tell y'all, I was like that, looking back, that junk was so cringy. And he felt so good about himself. But when I said that to him, it was like, I don't know. It was like he almost was annoyed that I said that. And I'm just looking at him like, bro, first off, those are youths. Those are teenagers. And you're 20. We're grown. Second off, you have no money. Like, I was really so confused as to why he felt so hyped about this. I was in utter confusion. Like, you have got to be kidding me. And one thing I'm going to tell y'all, I don't know how tall any of you guys are in this chat. But there is something about, how do I even say this? Because this actually, you know what? I'm not gonna say this because I'm not gonna get canceled. I'm not gonna say that because that was a cancelable something I was gonna say, but it's just there's something about specific guys that think that because they are a certain height and because they are a certain skin tone that they are just hot-ish, you know? And it really blows me because that guy definitely had a lot of arrogant tendencies. And a part of me later on, I realized I was like, I feel like girls let you get away with stuff because of the way that you look, but you're still broke at the end of the day and have nothing going for you. Like, but anyways, nah, you take a girl out, you covering the bill, that's standard. Listen, that's what I'm saying. If y'all are splitting everything at this point, you guys are in a relationship, you guys are just homies. Yeah, see, the situations I was in, I was dating them, not dating them in a relationship, but more like getting to know date them. Very good point. Man, gotta pay for something. A lot of broke men out there, and I'm gonna leave it there. Listen, I'm saying be saying anything, bruh. I mean, also men can be dumb out there because there's a lot of broke women out there that are just there to use. I agree. There are a lot of women who are users. That also reminds me of that story that was on TikTok where that girl got mad because this man invited her out for drinks and she proceeded to order a whole bunch of oysters and he proceeded to cover the bill for just the drinks that they had. And she got mad and made a whole TikTok about it. And it was like, girl, why are you mad because this man didn't want to pay for your. Mind you, she didn't even like this man. She just wanted to go out and have him pay for the food. She ordered 3 platters of oysters and got mad because he didn't want to pay for them. Again, some women do be using, some men do be using, and that junk is crazy to me. Just don't look at grimy profile pic, you've been warned. Bruh, I say the profile pic is educational. I'm gonna have to look at that later. I already did though. I don't have my glasses on, so I don't know what it is. Ew, Subway. Subway used to be good. Grimy, I hear you, but wait till you are 8 years deep in a relationship. Then splitting the bill isn't even a thing. It's just our money. I agree. I agree. You know, sometimes y'all trade off on covering stuff. Yeah, you're pretty and they're weird. Appreciate you. Educational, sure, Grimy, whatever you say. Now, Grimy, Subway slaps. Trust and believe, I've been there, Liam. Subway tastes like listen, it just really depends on the Subway. That's the most insecure-ish ever. You get it, Grimy. Bro. Insecure than a mug. Broke ends always throwing down D though, bro. That's all they got. Like, that's all they got. I was broke at one point. Listen, that's crazy. Women are very important as they are. I never miss a chance, Liam. Wow, that's messed up. I see why he didn't want to pay you. Uh, I see why he wanted. I see why he didn't want to pay B word. Right. It don't taste like butt. It does depend on the Subway. It really does because I swear every single Subway I've been to, they've all tasted somewhat different. Oh, not me burping. But yeah. Um anyways, I'm not about to read the rest of this story, but the lady pretty much was like her realizing how 50-50 is unattractive. And I have to agree. Like when you are interested in somebody in the beginning and they want to do 50-50 with everything, I can understand if y'all live in a apartment or something and you know how the economy is, y'all do 50-50 in an apartment or something like that. But when you first courting, I would assume there would be courting payment. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. It just gives me more conventional vibes, I guess, to me. That's probably one of the few things I'm conventional about was the courting process. Specifically because so many of the guys I dated were broke. And again, I understand being broke when you're in college. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But at the same time, it's like you should not be having a girl pay for everything. Like, do you know what a man is? You know what I'm saying? But or I'll never forget, it was this other guy I dated. And actually I could do two different stories for this one, but the one I'm talking about, we went for our first date to the movies. And my thing is, tell me before we get there that you have no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't tell me when you get there. But I paid for the tickets, and then I also paid for the snacks. And this man proceeded to grab my leg, my knee, and he proceeded to tell me, "You are such a classy lady." When I tell y'all, I had the most extreme ick, because I'm like, how am I classy and I'm paying money? How? How? And it's the fact that he was just munching on them nachos. I was like, bro, I was so turned off of nachos for a minute after that. I was like, oh my gosh. Then it was another situation where a different guy, he asked me to go to the movies. And I was like, okay, let's go. So we got to the movies. We in line. We go up there and I say, two tickets to whatever. And I'm thinking he's gonna pay because he the one that asked. He just standing there. And I'm standing there, looking around, but then I look over and I'm like, um, why are you just looking in the air? I'm the one that's supposed to be looking in the air. like, he's like, oh, I thought you had it. And I'm like, I didn't ask to come here. like, I did not ask to come to this date. You asked me. But I just went ahead and paid because when I tell y'all, that was so embarrassing, bro. And mind you, this was a Saturday. And keep in mind, this was the matinee. It was like, I think at the time the tickets were like $4 or $5. So I'm just standing there in confusion. And do y'all know that man, after we like did the whole ticket exchange or whatever, to get past the ticket holder, he gonna look at me. Ooh, let me blow my nose. That man gonna look at me, bro, and he gonna say, "We not gonna get no snacks?" I said, "Do you got money to get snacks?" He tells me, "How we gonna do a movie with no snacks?" I said, like, I can't even react the way that I reacted because I was just sitting there quite dumbfounded. I was just staring like, you have got to be kidding me. You cannot be serious. And again, I swear I had repetitive situations with guys who were tall, like mad tall and arrogant, where I'm like, bro, just because you're 6'5" does not mean women should be paying you money. I should have. I really should have, but I had already paid for that movie. I was gonna see it. I didn't even want to sit by him. I, when I tell y'all, it's so crazy thinking about some of the stuff I went through when I was young and dumb. Cause like, again, I made some horrible choices when I was young and trying to figure out dating. Where was I? A relationship is 100 anyway, as it is. Rent is different. Going on dates is definitely the guy's duty to pay. Yes. My parents always say you shouldn't date anybody if you are broke. Listen, I completely agree. Or or if you are broke, do broke dates. And what I mean by that is make sandwiches at home. Ooh, excuse me. I just had a burp, excuse me. Make sandwiches at home. Bring a blanket and have a picnic. Go to a free museum. Go to a free festival. But don't be volunteering to go places and you ain't got no money, especially as a man. Like, that's embarrassing, bro. And it's like, why ask a girl on a date if you're not going to have the money to take her on a date? That's what I'm saying. But again, these were guys that had multiple girls pay for them. However, in my case, I definitely did pay, but I also told them about themselves afterwards because I was like, next time if you ask somebody to go somewhere, don't be expecting them to pay. Cause I'm like, you acting like the female, like you acting like a B word. And they would get so offended when I said stuff like that. And I'm like, why is it that I'm the man? Like, are you trying to get bent over? Like, like why is it that you treating me like I'm Big Daddy? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna need you to get that together because it's giving B. It's giving B. It's giving B made. Okay? Like, because I can't cuss, y'all. You know how you do be. I be trying not to cuss, but I would feel so emasculated if after a date I asked for a girl to pay half. Bruh. Yes, the way he shouldn't have been asking. Exactly. He can't pay for the movies. Come on now. That's what I'm saying. The matinee, bro. Not the awkward standing. When I tell you, I had never been so done. That's why bro just got a free movie and a free meal. And did. And never mind. I'm gonna leave that out. I'm gonna leave that out. And they say only girls do that kind of scandalous thing. Apparently, like, no, no. That dude had to be the most handsome. Drop the bro. Again, I dated a lot of arrogant guys. A lot of arrogant guys. A lot of arrogant, like pretty boys, unfortunately. Bro, I would have been looking around for the cameras. I'm telling you, I felt like I was getting punked, bro. You start to feel like the girl, but you're not gonna stop her if she keeps offering. Learn how to cook. Exactly. It's kind of weird when a girl pays for everything for you, like she voluntarily wants to do it. Man, Grimy, that doesn't happen. Not Jasmine Rice being James Rice. Listen, they was calling me Big Daddy James, okay? Liam, it does, bro. Like, a lot of women will pay for stuff. Like, it reminds me of, there was this episode of Maury where this guy had got brought on the Maury show. And he had 4 different ladies up there. All of them were dating him. And all of them were paying for stuff. So one lady was paying for rent, another lady was paying for rent, the other lady was making him food, like for lunch, and the other lady was paying his card note. He got up there, and it was a very crazy episode because he got up there and all the girls wanted, how do I say this? Like, all the girls wanted him to drop the other girls, right? And, all of them were crying because they like, I thought you was really into me. You over my house. Now, his mom was brought to the show. And his mom basically told the girls, I don't know why you paying his rent when he got his own place. I don't know why you giving him money when he got his own place. He doesn't have to pay rent because his mortgage is paid off. He has a car that's paid off. And you just paying for extra stuff for him? And I was like, bro. And his mom was so disappointed because he was basically swindling these 4 different women. And I was like, bro, that is so crazy. My mom only had me and my brother, so she showed us. See, I love that because there are some mothers that will show their child like, this is what you're supposed to do. However, based off of my experience of meeting some of my ex's family members, even though their moms were good people, I feel like they spoiled them too much. And because of that, and because of other people spoiling them because of the way they looked instead of like how they treated people or what they did, a lot of times they would think, oh, I'm just entitled to get anything for free because of the way that I look. And it's like, babe, I'm gonna tell you right now, I feel like that's why some of those guys' hair fell out later in life. Like, this sounds so mean, but I feel like some of them probably lost their looks later. Big Daddy James, that sounds like a wrestler, bruh. Why are your dating stories sound like you were taking the dudes out for a day? Some of them I did, bro. It's very foolish of me. I'm not gonna lie, I did. I really did have the wars. I really did. But I learned and I grew. I learned and I grew. Like, if I was pimping them, they would have gave me some money back because, man, I wish I would have been. Because, geez. No, that's not what it was because I was definitely not boinking them. But it's the fact that some of them would try to do that as well. And I remember expressing, I believe to almost all of them, where I was like, the fact that I am paying for this makes me not even want to touch you. Like the fact that I am being the man with my invisible kahunas. The fact that this is me being male presenting and you are my bee, I don't even want to touch you. And again, they would be offended. They would be mad offended because they would be used to girls just, I guess, giving, like giving into everything, like paying for stuff, doing the do. And it's like, bro, I'm not getting anything. I know you're offering that, but I don't even want that because you are not a man. At the end of the day, you are not giving me male presenting. You are not carrying yourself like a man. So And again, they would be offended because they thought they had to do was show up. And I'm like, what, you think you a statue to look at? That's not doing nothing for me. You're not making me feel good about myself. You're just there. I could have went to the movies and got food by myself and it would have been cheaper. like like what sense does it make? You think because you look nice and you're tall like that does anything? And it's the fact that, don't get me wrong, like some of them were cool, but again, sometimes you would see something about somebody's attitude and you're like, you're arrogant and you think that I won't dump you. Mind you, the only thing that you're providing me with is your presence. And your presence is just another added bill. And it's the fact that you also be, because some of them would try to like, for example, in the situation I told y'all about with the guy with the subway and the girls, it's like you try to belittle me, but then it's like because I don't feel some type of way because I don't care about what other people think or what other people say, and especially children, you also feel some type of way because somebody potentially tried to put me down and I didn't fall for it. And the fact that because you think you look good, that's enough, bro. Bye. I don't know what it was about those arrogant guys trying to bring me down for some reason. Maybe they thought that I thought highly of myself, but I didn't. I was just like, I just was trying to find love. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to find somebody. And they was up there. Sometimes some of them would be competing with me or like just acting weird. But it's like, it'd be different if you was competing with me and you had money. If you was competing on who would take the other person out on a better date. But no, you looking at your eyelashes because they long. But little do you know mine are longer. Like, but I'm just being honest at this point. If that's not the case, it's just low self-esteem. It could be. As they should. They should be ashamed. Yeah, some of them apologize years later. To be honest, some of them apologized and reached out while I was with my husband, and I marked them as spam. Because I was also like, how did you find my email address? Because for some reason, I don't know what it is. It's probably because of one of my blogs or whatever, but for some reason, a few of people that I talked to in the past would try to find me on social media and reach out. And I would not respond. I wouldn't even open it because I'm like, for what? You're just wasting your time. You're just going to get blocked again. Walk the plank as they should. You live and you learn and do. But look at me now. I have a husband who has never, I've never had to beg him. Like, I never had to beg him to pay for stuff, beg him to be romantic. Like, again, I do think that I am glad that I went through those situations, even though they were foolish. And I've went through way worse situations. But I am glad that I went through some of those situations because it helped me to understand, like, okay, this is not the way stuff should be. And also, this is not the way you should be treated. And you should not be feeling the ick within dating somebody. And it should be easy. It shouldn't be pulling tooth and nail to freaking get something as simple as a date or like, just somebody being kind to you or actually wanting to spend time with you or you wondering if they talking to other people and stuff like that. But yes, girl, any person that contacted me that I used to talk to and they emailed me, they are marked as spam. Sometimes I feel bad about that because I'm like, dang, you might be using this for a job. But why would you email me off of your job email? Be for real. like we ain't running business. And mind you, how did you find this email? You're blocked. You're blocked on everything for a reason. You think I forgot that you were there? You're still there for a reason. That is a point I never want to access again in my life. But again, people be arrogant and will think, oh, I can come back around. That's why I always um, I'll tell any friend or like anybody I know where I'm just like, if somebody you used to talk to shows back up in your life, unless, well, no. To be honest, I don't really believe in second chances. I used to try that junk when I was younger, but I realized that a lot of times people become worse when you give them second chances. And it don't even have to be the same stuff. It's just certain things about them you realize sometimes changes for the worst. And unfortunately, you probably got the best version of them at that time, which is sad to say because they probably did you dirty prior. But I don't know. I don't really believe in second chances. Um, for friendships, for dating, especially if you already got somebody. Like you shouldn't even be trying to talk to an ex if you already involved with somebody, in my personal opinion. All that reminded me of was that episode of Living Single. And that was like one episode I did not like. And it was the episode where um it was about Overton and Sinclair, and Overton ended up having his ex come back into town and she wanted to see him. Now, Overton was kind of concerned about this cuz he's like, I kind of want to go see her to just close that door. And Sinclair, I can't remember if she was okay with it initially and then she changed her mind. But I know she felt some type of way because you ended up finding out that Overton had proposed to that girl and she basically told him no. And then she up and left him. And Sinclair found out about it. And she kind of was looking at Overton sideways, like, why do you want to go see your ex? And he was like, that's just something I gotta do. And basically, it was kind of Overton trying to test and see if he still felt anything. And I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, that would have been a breakup for me. Because why do you want to test and see if you still feel something for your ex while you already involved with somebody? Especially like, I don't know, like that was an episode I did not like because I'm like, you basically told your significant other, and mind you, he tried to downplay it like it wasn't a big deal, but it's like he ended up telling Kyle, the reason why he wanted to go see was he wanted to see like if he still had feelings for her or whatever. And Kyle was looking like you shouldn't be going there to go see her because Kyle didn't like how she did him. And I'm like, to me, that's a red flag because why are you going to see your ex when you with me? Why do you want to test and see if you still got feelings for her? That book, I know so many people talk about closure, and there are some situations where closure makes sense. But when it comes to a situation like that and you already involved with somebody, no. The closure is you have moved on. Why are you trying to go back and see if you still feel something? No. That's what I came to terms with my wife. We didn't have the same vision of our future. It got to the point where I felt like nothing I wanted was important. Sorry that happened to you, Cajun. You know, I've seen a variety of both men and women where they'll get married and then they go through situations where, like, let's say, okay, okay. So I know y'all probably have heard of this saying, right? Where people talk about happy wife, happy life, right? And I feel like I talked to y'all about this prior, but I don't like that saying again because I just feel like both people should be happy. And there have been a multiple of times where I've seen people get divorced and they go through the process of it all, and whether it's something like cheating or if it was more something where it's like they lost themselves in the process of being with them, which honestly I feel like that's like one of the main things. It's always the losing of the self, where it's like you giving too much of yourself, and that person may not see you, or they may not try to be present for you, or y'all not really having good times together, because it's like in life, and when you find your person, you will want to play with them and be happy with them and explore new things with them, and both of y'all evolve together as well as on your own. Both of y'all have your own separate goals, but then you also have goals together. And I feel like a lot of times, sometimes we lose the plot where, I'll say sometimes throughout it, some people will think more singularly while they in a relationship, where it's like, what about me? What about me? What about me? But then they don't consider the other person. And then the other person is kind of just giving and giving and giving. And then they aren't getting anything. It's like you not being present with me, or what about my dreams? Or what about stuff we wanted to do together, or stuff we said we were going to do together, now you don't want to do them, or I don't know. It's like levels, but I just think it's really important that when you with somebody, both of y'all should be able to talk with each other and tell each other how y'all doing in a relationship, and like even do check-ins where it's like, hey, you good? Like, are you happy? What's going on? Um, like, is there anything you want to do different? Anything you want to go, anywhere you want to go? Like, do you have certain hobbies you interested in? Um, that's another thing that I think is so interesting too, how sometimes people will have like hobbies that they want to try or do, and then sometimes people might be controlling, or people be looking like, why are you doing that? That was one of the reasons too why, when it comes to dating people, you need to date somebody who has hobbies, for one. Like, I am a big advocate about that. Like, you need to date somebody who got some hobbies, okay? And you also need to date somebody who is accepting, excuse me, of your hobbies. So, for example, a recurring topic that I always see on social media is about how a lot of girlfriends or women will be mad because their boyfriends like playing video games. And to me, I find it so interesting because I'm like, it's the equivalent of watching sports. It's pretty much the equivalent of watching sports, except sometimes the guys may be more interactive, or they may have like friends that they talk to on a regular, which leads me to another topic of, I feel like some girlfriends are literally just jealous of their boyfriend's friends, but that's a topic for a different day. But I think it's really important to be friends with people I mean, not be friends with people, but be friends with your significant other, and y'all both have hobbies and have interests and stuff y'all want to do, but also it should be like a even compromise between both where it's like, okay, you like these things? Okay, that's cool. Let's go do these things. I like these things. Okay, cool. I'll do those things with you. Or y'all could do stuff on your own. So, for example, I'll take my husband, right? My husband is a video gamer. And he is probably the first legitimate gamer I've ever talked to. Cuz I don't include just playing 2K. I really do not, okay? But he plays all sorts of games. And sometimes they're actually really interesting. Like I watch him play sometimes. But I remember he was going to enter a tournament, and so far he entered two, I think, since we've been talking, and they were out of state. And one thing that I like is that he'll ask me, he's like, hey, my friends are going to do this, would you be okay with if I go? And it really depends on the friends. I ain't gonna hold y'all. It really does depend on the friends if I'm okay with him going. But he told me who he was going with, and I'm like, yeah, go ahead, have fun, but bring me something back. You know what I'm saying? Or take some pictures or something. But I like that he can do different things and try different things. And then for me, I'm not gonna lie, I probably will never go out of town without my husband, to be honest, because I'm scary. But I'll do different things with like my female friends or like my sisters. But also I don't hang out with like crazy people either. Like my people don't be wild. So it's like he has his own stuff. I have my own stuff. Sometimes he hangs out with his friends. Sometimes I do. Or sometimes I'll go hang out with his friends and, we'll all have a good time because I'm always welcome. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I was about to say girlfriend, but I'm a cool wife. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm one of the Negroes. You know what I'm saying? Cause I always tell them, I'm like, I'm one of the ends. And they be like, yeah, you are. I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's what I told myself years ago. When I find someone else, they gotta have something that they do for themselves. Yes, because when I tell you, bro, there have been times in the past when I have dated people that like did not have nothing going on and they would try to make me their whole world. They call in my phone all the time. They want to sit on the phone. Just hold the phone. They ain't saying nothing. They ain't got no business. They ain't doing nothing. They want me to be the focal point of their universe. And I'm like, bro, I got stuff I want to do. I got shows to be watched, books to read, different hobbies I'm interested in. It's like, be on the phone with me while you do that. I have schoolwork. like, when I tell y'all, I used to be so annoyed with people who wanted to be on the phone all the time and they weren't talking about nothing. That was like a big pet peeve of mine. But again, my thing is have some hobbies. Like I do not have to be doing stuff with you all the time. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I love because my husband, he is in his office right now. He might be hearing me yap on here with y'all because sometimes he be laughing at some of the stuff I be saying on here. But again, he be in there on his phone cackling, not on the phone, on the video game, talking on the mic with his little friends. And I'm like, I love that for him. I love that for him. To be honest, I love that he has a healthy um group of friendships with the people he has. You know what I'm saying? Because prior to him, there have been some people that have friendships, but a lot of guys I feel like were ops with each other and stuff like that. But I just think it's really important to date somebody who has their own stuff, their own hobbies, their own interests. Really important. Okay, I'm back. My iPad died on me. Oh, that's okay, girl. Take pictures. Yes, because I want to see the food that you ate so I can live vicariously through you. I want to see the room, the hotel you stayed in again so I can live vicariously through you. And then, let's say if we come across some extra funds, we could go back there. I like that, not like all up on each other. Yes, that is one thing that we do not do when we are hanging out with friends. Um, because it's like, to me, I've had friends that did that with their men, and that junk made me uncomfortable because it's like, why are you putting on this show and performance? Don't y'all got a room at home, like an apartment, like a house? Why are you doing all this in public, making a spectacle? Like, you don't have to be all up on each other. You doing too much. And a lot of times when people be doing all that stuff, they never last. Like, no offense to them, but they never last. It's like I can just look at them and I'm like, this is not gonna last that long. Cause y'all doing too much. Y'all being way too performative for no reason. But anyways, speaking of that, I ain't seen my homie since that day. See, I told you, y'all did way too much. Y'all should have kept it mad low key. And then that wouldn't have happened. But now you ain't gonna see him again for another year, bro. Another year. Because I know she was mad. And I completely understand why. Yeah, I assume he's talking about the one he had mentioned before. Because I was like, is that thunder? Or I can't stand when I be hearing noises, bro. That junk be tripping me out. I think it's safe to tell y'all, but I think I found my match. It's still early, and I gotta get my life straight. But she got hobbies that I'm into. Well, I blew my nose. Excuse me. Only thing I would tell you is to pace yourself. You know? Don't jump in too deep. Take your time going through this transition. Um, I've known some people who've gone through what you're going through. And I just think it's really important to figure out you as far as like who you are without the ex. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always so interesting seeing people I know that have gone through, ending a relationship and getting a divorce, because all of them, like, the transition was different for everybody. Like, nobody handles stuff the exact same way. But it also depends too, because I feel like your situation is completely different from theirs because you were the one that chose that. Those people did not choose that. Those people got dumped, okay? But I don't know. I will say I think it's different when you ready to go and you ready to remove yourself from that situation and find who you are without that person and, be free and live your life. You know what I'm saying? I think we did just enough to piss her off. From what you told us, you definitely did. So blame yourselves. Like, definitely blame yourselves because I told you, I said don't do too much. And what did you do? Too much. Well, technically that was him, but still. No rush at all. We cooling. I feel you. Oh, that's good, Cajun. Yeah. I swear, I just be yapping, y'all. See, and that's what, I do like that. I could just be like, I was talking with my husband about this earlier because he was like, man, you just be jumping from topic to topic. And I do it with him all the time. And I'll be putting him to sleep though. A lot of times, like he'll come in here and he'll be sitting with me and we'll be talking about different stuff. But eventually, after he hear me talking for a while, he start getting sleepy and relaxed, and he'll fall asleep. And he'll be like, "Man, you done jumped across like 8 different topics," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I just happy to see you." Like I just be going cycling through different topics that I had in my head. Yeah, he definitely be getting sleepy when I be yapping. Specifically if I'm talking about something and he listening and it's like he don't really know what I'm talking about and I'm explaining it. But other stuff is like he'll have an opinion. But sometimes I just be yapping. I don't even really be needing a response. I just be talking and he'll just be staring at me. And then I'll see him start yawning, and I'm like, "You getting sleepy, ain't you? It's my voice, huh?" And he'll be like, "Yeah." But but yeah, cause I was talking with him earlier, and then he took a nap for like 2 hours. But well, then that means he at peace with you. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah, you know, it's I don't know. Yeah, he comfortable. Yeah, he is. He usually be comfortable. Cause I know sometimes I'll be in the living room, on the couch, and I'll be on my laptop or whatever, and he'll be in the other room. And sometimes he'll just come out here and sit with me and get on his, like, be scrolling on his phone, and he'll just be showing me stuff. And then he'll fall asleep next to me. Or there have been times when, like, he'll be sleeping in the bed on the weekend, and then I'll be out here, and then he'll come out here and literally will just bring a blanket and just sit next to me and fall asleep. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. I don't know. That junk be making me feel good. I ain't gonna lie. Cause I'd be like, oh, he just wanted to be beside me. Just say that. If you wanted to be beside me, just say that. Like I know he probably would get annoyed. If he could hear me, he probably annoyed to hear me say that. But but that's just like with me, because I know, like, when this, for example, if I hear him getting ready to go to bed, I turn off everything in here, and I'm like, yeah, I guess we going to bed together. And he like, you don't have to come in here. I'm like, nah, we going to bed together. He be like, there she go again. He really does. I know I be annoying him, but that's okay. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I always tell him, I'm like, it's better if I'm being annoying versus talking at you, ain't it? Like, silence speak volumes. It does, because you know when I see other people, or even, you know what, I could even take some past situations that I've had where, like, if I got into it with somebody, they would give me the silent treatment. That's like the worst thing to do to me. Because one thing about me, I need you to love on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want acknowledgement. I want to be talked to or to be talked with. But if you do the silent treatment to me, that's like a red flag for me. It's not the voice, it's just the relentless volley of information about work colleagues, and it's just, I don't have an opinion on this, but you were probably wronged. See, but I don't be talking about work normally. Normally, I'll be talking about stuff with YouTube or like, and normally he'll have an opinion because he's done content before, like he's done streaming and stuff before. Or like normally we'll be talking about stuff on social media, to be honest. Cause we'll both be talking about different stuff because his algorithm is different from mine. So it's always interesting hearing what's on his algorithm versus what's on my algorithm. Um, because he's into like gaming situations, or he'll have more political stuff, or every now and again he'll have like dating relationship stuff, and we'll be talking about it and laughing at people. But but for me, I'll have like celebrity stuff or anime stuff, or we'll both have Dungeons and Dragons stuff, but I don't know. We'll just be trading off on like stuff we saw on social media, because I know I'll bookmark stuff that I want to talk to him about, and then I'll pull it up and I'll be like, come on, let's sit down and talk about the stuff that I saw on the internet today that we should talk about, and he'll just be like, go ahead. Or we'll talk about local news of crazy situations that we heard happen. Like, bro, it's always something that happens. Always. So it's like we'll be talking about stuff, or like if we know somebody where a situation happened, we just like, that's crazy. Nah, it's not like Lois talking to Peter because he didn't want to hear her. He literally, what did he do? Hurt himself? Fall down the stairs? Ain't no way. Yeah, it's cute. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I've been in situations where, like, I would be trying to talk to guys about stuff, and they would basically tell me, I don't want to hear what you talking about. And that's when I knew that I was supposed to be talking to them. Because whoever I'm with will like to hear me ramble. Because it's not like I'm complaining. Because it would be different if I'm complaining about something. I actually just be talking about something that I thought was interesting. The news is a good thing to both get angry about. Yeah, yeah, there's some stories where we be sitting there like, why is the electricity bill going up? Oh, they just said that they put data centers here and the electricity company is getting compensated, but they're also saying that our bill is getting increased. Like, bruh. Yeah, there is a big difference. Yeah, cause like, I was talking to him about this yesterday, but I was explaining how I feel like, which is kind of a, like, it's kind of a bad thing, I guess, but I was explaining how I feel like people on my YouTube channel potentially know way more information about me than like my friends in real life. However, it's mainly like day-to-day stuff that I share like in vlogs or whatever, or like current thoughts. But I don't share anything personal. Like, my friends know my personal business, but it's like if my friends were to see my YouTube channel and watch it, I don't know how they would feel about it, because it's like I act the same, but at the same time, I feel like to them it would seem like I'm sharing way more. However, I don't really share personal stuff on YouTube because they know that information for the most part. But I was also saying how YouTube is an outlet, because it's like I could be creative or I could share my thoughts on something that I naturally wouldn't talk about, because a issue that I have with me is that I don't really like talking about myself in real life, like with people I know. Um, and again, I think it's just because of past experiences that were negative. And don't get me wrong, like when something emotional happens, I'll definitely talk with my friends, but I don't really like talking about like current day-to-day events unless it's like important. I also don't like complaining to people for real, for real. Like, y'all hear me rant about bugs and stuff. But I don't really like complaining to people about stuff I can change. Cause like, for example, even with my husband, it's only specific things that I'll complain about. And normally it's like frustration I currently have with it's usually frustration I have with people I care about, where I'm kind of like expressing my disappointment more than anything. Like, if you ever catch me for real complaining, it's because I have disappointment in somebody. Like, and yes, making content is very therapeutic. Like, and I really enjoy doing it because it's fun to me, you know? I was telling him yesterday, or was it today? I can't remember. But I was basically explaining to him how I really like that I can create something and edit it, and then I see the finished product and I can rewatch it and I'm like, I really like this. Like, if I wasn't me and I didn't know myself, I would actually watch this and probably subscribe to me. And sometimes I'll go back and watch my old videos and I'm like, why did I put this out? Or I'll be like, man, I'm so happy that my content has grown from what it was back then. And I'm doing better with creating because, I think it's really important to go back and watch. I've said this a many a times, but I think it's really important to go back and rewatch your old stuff to see how far you've grown. Um, and to see what you still should work on and to actually be like objective and look at stuff like, if this wasn't me, would I watch it? You know what I mean? But you know I feel like sometimes, like for example, within expressing myself on YouTube, sometimes I do realize certain things about myself because I'm doing vlogs, and it's very weird, like, watching vlogs of yourself and going back and rewatching stuff from a period of time of where you were, because it's like, I don't know, it's just really weird sometimes because you realize it's you, but at the same time, it's like a different version of you, or it was a certain concept you had or a thought process you had at that point, or um you might have felt strongly in that moment and then you released it out into the YouTube internet. Sometimes you just want to get something off your chest regardless of who watches. That's true too, because even though I don't have that many people who watch me, um sometimes I'll create stuff and I'll just post it. I'm just like, whoever watches it. But that's why I always tell people to, like, just be very careful about what you share on the internet, because you just never know who's watching you. Like, you could be thinking nobody for real is watching you, and then you find out somebody is watching you or something like that. To be fair, I don't think anybody in my real life is watching me, to be honest, apart from my mother. I don't think anybody is watching me for real. And to be honest, I like it that way because I don't know how I would feel if one of my friends actively watched me. I would still feel the same, but I know I've expressed to them before, because I know one of my My male friend who I've known since high school, I remember he found my Roxanne cosplay. Um, he was like, bro, and like he had text me and then show me a picture on Google of my video, and he was like, bro, when did you do this? And I was like, oh, yeah, I did that a year or two ago. And he was like, that's crazy, you showing up on Google. And I was like, yeah. Um, and I've had random people find me that I know on Google when they did a search for something, and they're like, wait a minute, I know this person. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, how are you showing up on Google? And then I have to explain to people how I'm showing up on Google. And I think people are more interested in the fact that I'm on Google more than I create content, to be honest. um, and then they'll be like, oh, I'm about to subscribe to your channel. And I always tell them, like, you don't have to subscribe if you don't plan on watching, because that's not going to help me. And I think a lot of them don't get it because they don't create content themselves. But I'm like, you don't have to feel obligated to watch me. Like, you can watch me if you want, but I'm not going to pressure you into watching me. And I can't tell if they just think I don't want them to watch me or what. Like, because I know I explain stuff a certain way, and I feel like people are taking it as mind your business, get off my ish. And I'm like, I'm not being serious. Like, for some reason, I noticed in the past year that I feel like the way I'm coming off to people, I think people are taking me too seriously in real life for some reason. And it's crazy because I be playful, but then I be thinking I'm being playful, and people are like, "Oh no, like I didn't mean that." And I'm like, "Why are you reacting that way? I'm not sensitive." But I feel like people think I'm sensitive, and I'm not, and I think it's because of the way I carry myself maybe, but I'm like, I'm not sensitive at all. It's just I don't talk as much. That's the other thing. I don't really talk as much in real life, so I feel like it would be jarring if people saw me on YouTube talking as much as I do. But to me, YouTube is a creative outlet as well as it's basically like a second job. So it's like, I don't know. It's just a very confusing place to be because I feel like I'm overthinking about how people in my real life would perceive me, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. I made videos when I felt good. I made videos when I felt bad, but a lot of times the feedback is what I need to keep improving, be better. Exactly. That's what I like. Like, I like when someone tells me, oh, I like the way you did this video, or, if someone connects with something I said in a video, it's always helpful when someone leaves me a comment. Or I think once or twice somebody has sent me an email, like a long ass email about something I made. And I'm not gonna lie, I think those are the ones that get me, because I've had a few people do that when I had my blog up and they told me something that I had wrote was really helpful for whatever time or period they were going through in their life. And I think that's one of the reasons why I like creating content so much too, because like I do make a lot of videos that I feel like not too many people watch. However, I also think it's really good to connect with people about like the human experience. And it could be something as simple as like sharing a review of some product or whatever, which is why I try to be a little entertaining when I do product reviews, or I try to be thorough, because I'm like, I want you to know whether something is worth it or not. I want you to waste your freaking money if it's trash. But I just think it's really nice when I do help people, even if it's just to be like a distraction for like 10 minutes. I don't want nobody finding me on Google. Bruh. With the way you be moving, I bet not. With the way you be moving and the stuff you be saying, grimy, is probably for the best. Truly. I be dead ass. It just sounds funny. Same. Same. That's another reason why I do not want any of my husband's friends finding me. Because they laugh at everything I say. And I hate that for me. Like, I'll be so serious talking about something. And I think it's just my delivery with stuff. So, I don't know. I think it's the way I deliver stuff that people find it funny. And I'm just like, bro, what am I supposed to, like, am I not supposed to sound how I sound? You and Jazz are cool people. I might be incorrect, but I think YouTube is a good way for introverts to express themselves. Not saying either of you are, but it is just a nice outlet to talk. Have a good evening, guys. You have a good evening too. And yes, I am an introvert. I am very much an introvert. However, under the certain circumstances, I could be extrovert. So, with specific friends, I can yap with them if we're in an intimate setting. So, I've explained to practically everybody I know that I'm a person who likes private, intimate gatherings, right? That's the type of stuff that I like because I don't like being around a whole bunch of people I don't know. If we gonna talk and hang out, cool, but I want it to be chill. I want it to be just me and you or whatever. Or whoever the small group of people are. I don't mind stuff like that. But when you start adding people I don't know, I don't want to be involved if I'm being completely honest because I'm like, I don't know how those people are. If we out in a setting that's not controlled, I'm trying to keep aware of my environment. I'm not really, it's overstimulation. And for the most part, I think most people I know get that I'm an introvert at this point. I know some people in my family probably look at me sideways like, you don't be coming to events. And I'm like, I don't because I don't mess with y'all like that. Of course, I can't say that. But considering the circumstances, they definitely get the vibes. Like, considering the circumstances, they definitely know that, yeah, we understand why she don't come around. Now, some people might not know the business of what went down, which that's their own business. Like, that's their own fault. If they don't know, then they could think whatever they want to think. I don't give a damn. Because that is one thing about getting older. You stop caring as much. Like, you really stop caring as much about how people perceive you if you don't connect with them. Because even on YouTube, people will be talking and trolling and saying stuff. And it'd be funny sometimes. But I just be like, bro, you're probably just the ugly person behind the screen. Like, I don't really, I could care less, you know? But I am an introvert. I'm an extrovert on, but an introvert off. Okay. Definitely don't look up Grimy 949 or Google, blah, please. Not let me look. I'm good with or without people. I move on my own accord. To be honest, I'm good without people a lot of times. Because sometimes people are draining, in all honesty, And I am the friend that people will come to and talk to when they're going through stuff. But it could be draining being that friend. Cause I feel like people come to me for advice and event, but also because I could cheer them up. And I mean, I get it, and I don't mind being there for people, but at the same time, it can be tiring being that friend. If y'all look, you better subscribe and leave a tip. Ain't no freebies. That's crazy. I am definitely not looking because I feel like it's gonna be something raunchy, and I don't want to see you like that. You are a YouTube associate friend. I have thoughts actually. So, personally, I think it's very weird if you have a friend. And again, it's one thing if you're flirting friends, but it's another thing if you have established yourselves as like friends who are just strictly platonic. But I think it's really weird when people, like when girls have like OF and they friends subscribe to them and they say they supporting them. I'm like, you might as well just get them the money. Why are you subscribing? You subscribing because you want to see them in the nude is what it is. Like, you can't fool me. You're trying to act like you're actually friends with them, just being friends. No, you're trying to see them in the nude. And then when you call them out on it, because I know some people where this happened with, they up there looking all sheepish. And I'm like, just say you want to see them like that. Just say that you want to see your friend in the nude. Because this is not giving what you think it is. You try to come off as you being nice. No, if you were nice, you would just get them the $6. I still think it's mad crazy. People really be charging $6 for monthly neckies. Like $6 for photos. Like, babe, charge more. You know what I'm saying? Why is my nose so freaking stuffed? I'm a Leo. I got main character syndrome, bruh. They just try to support. You could support by giving the $6 directly. That would make way more sense because that way OF don't take a cut. They would just get the $6 directly. That's why I be claiming BS. Like, no, you just want to see them, dude. Just say that. Just say it with your chest. Stop beating around the bush, okay? Like, you not as much of a friend as you think you are. You want to see that body. What's that commercial? I want your bod. Or it's 12 to sub and $5 a video. I still say it's so crazy that we reached this point right now. Like, bro, I'm gonna need you to charge more. And I'm so like, it is so unfortunate whoever set that standard. Like, oh, sub to my OF for $6 a month. Or if you want, you could subscribe for 20, was it? No. They'll say subscribe for $10 a month, and then they'll say, or you could get 3 months for $25. Like, girl, are you serious? Crazy. They are beating. I just know it. I just know those guys be boiking. And they be trying to make it seem like, oh, I'm just a friend. I don't look. Please. Please. Don't piss me off. Do not piss me off because you're a liar. Like, if you don't look, just directly give her the $6, bro. Just give her the $6, which is crazy. You'll be surprised the people that buy it, bro. Yes, because I've seen some girls on my timeline. They're cosplayers or whatever, And, you know, they'll be doing the raunchy cosplays on the OF. And, you know, sometimes they'll talk about how their male friends support them. My male friend supports me and he doesn't want anything from me. Girl, he can see you because he paying for it and he probably be at his home, at his computer, in his office. And he touches himself. He be touching himself, bro. And you think he not? You think that's just your friend? You think that's your friend, huh? Babe, why don't he just give you the $6 monthly? Like to your hand. You see him all the time. Why don't you just take the $6, bro? But anyways. Or it's old ladies that want you to send pictures of your That's crazy. Like the internet is, yes, it is a crazy place. Wild stuff. But anyways, I've been on here long enough with y'all. I'm about to get off of here though. Obviously, we talked about so many different topics as usual. But I do appreciate you guys. Yeah, on that note. But I do appreciate y'all for coming to my live stream. Obviously, y'all know that, you know, on Thursdays I go live at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'll be back again next Thursday. But yeah, I appreciate y'all and I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and I'll be seeing y'all again soon. Stay blessed, stay positive. Bye, y'all.